How could she? How could she do this to me? Is it because she knows I love her so much? I sacrificed it all for her. Why? How? Why did she do that to me?
Daniel was a handsome young man, who will be turning 30 in a few months' time. He was dark and tall. He kept to himself always, and wanted a simple life. He graduated about 3 years ago, and has been working as a sales personnel in a multi-million company. He made quite enough money to sustain his relationship with Sonia. He met Sonia inside the cab he took, which broke down along the road. One thing led to another, and they exchanged contacts. Daniel fell in love with Sonia, and their relationship is nearly a year and 6 months. They both had set another 1-year gap before walking down the aisle. Daniel wanted to be more prepared financially for the storms of raising a family. Sonia was sharing an apartment, and he told her he wanted her to stay alone. So he rented an apartment for her. Cohabitating wasn't in Daniel books. Many youths these days will gladly dive into it, but Daniel principles wouldn't let him. 5 months ago, Daniel was among the unlucky persons who got sacked during the downsize of the company. Daniel wasn't expecting it, but he made it into the list. He knew he wasn't going to be called back, so he began to write application letters and sending to different companies. After a whole month of job hunting, Daniel wasn't successful. Bills were piling up on his table. He was the one who took care of Sonia's rent and utility bills, even though she worked. Daniel dropped his "I'm a graduate" title and decided to look for a means of survival. There were no means coming forth, so he dived into different construction sites, where he would be paid for carrying blocks and mixing cement. He earned very little, which didn't match up to his bills. He started using up his savings, which dried up faster than he thought. As weeks turned into months, Daniel found himself selling his home gadgets, just to meet up. It's been months since Daniel was sacked from his job. He was the one taking care of his parents who were in the village, and his only sister. Sonia's bills didn't come easy, with the high cost of living in the city. He decided to go speak with Sonia. She was a nurse, and he knew she was earning, but he was surprised why she hasn't helped him in any way she could. Or maybe I haven't asked her to yet, Daniel thought to himself. He decided he would tell her to pay her own rents, at least, to make the bills lighter. When Daniel got to Sonia's house, he saw a car packed outside. The car looked familiar, but he couldn't place where he had actually seen the car. He shook off the thought of where he had seen the car, and went to Sonia's apartment. Daniel pushed open the door as usual. What he saw almost made his heart stop beating. He has been hearing of girls being unfaithful to their boyfriends, but he never believed he will ever witness it. Sonia was sitting on top of a man, and kissing him passionately.
Sonia.
He is a gynecologist. He is so fair, and I don't like fair men. He is a womanizer, and he sleeps with his patients.
Sir, we've gotten to your destination. Are you with me, sir?
Yes, okay.
Daniel paid and came down. He was a teetotaler, and never intended going against it. But he has heard how alcohol helps take pains away. He bought 2 bottles, and walked home with them. When Daniel got home, he fell on his chair like a sack of potato. He looked at one of the bottles of beer he was holding. He opened it with his teeth, and started gulping it down, as he kept reminiscing what he just saw at Sonia's house. Sonia was the only girl he had really loved. He sacrificed all just to make her happy. He had always wished for them to end up together. As Daniel drank down the last drop from the second bottle, he kept it on the floor, and lay back on his cushioned chair. His phone started ringing. He checked, and it was Sonia calling him. He switched the phone off, and lay back, as his eyes got clouded with tears. He knows what he saw, and it wasn't going to leave his mind anytime sooner. Daniel had been working in a particular construction site for almost a month now. Just last week, an old man came to join them at the site. The first day the man came, he fell, while carrying a brick on his head. The other guys at the site laughed at him, while Daniel went ahead and helped the old man up.
Sit here and relax, okay, while I do all the work.
But will they pay me?
They will pay me for doing 2 jobs, then I will give you share out of it. Don't worry, just relax yourself.
Thank you so much, my son. May God Almighty reward you for your kindness.
Amen. Why are you working at the site at this age?
He told Daniel about how he suffered his whole life. From the way he spoke, Daniel could pick that he was a learned man. Ever since that day, Daniel and the old man became friends. During working hours, he would only tell the man to fetch water from the tap, and leave the carrying of bricks for him. They would always discuss after work, and Daniel will give him a little portion from what he was paid. When Daniel arrived at work, he never saw the old man who was always the first to arrive. It was strange, but he decided to wait. Who knows, he might show up. The day got over, and yet, the old man never showed up. Daniel was still feeling so hurt, and wanted to share his story with the old man. Daniel got more worried. He only prayed the homeless old man was alive.
What are you doing here?
I have come to explain. It's not what you think, babe. I can explain, please.
So you take me for a fool? Do I look blind to you? What do you want to explain? Please, Sonia, I'm not a hitter of women. Don't make me break another principle. Leave my house and go back to your doctor lover.
Sonia tried kneeling in front of Daniel, but he didn't let her. He shunned her with so much rage in his eyes. He went towards where her bag was lying beside his couch. He picked it up and gave it to her. He opened the door and asked her to leave his house. She walked out slowly, but made up her mind not to give up.
How dare she come here? Where did she get the temerity to come here after what she did to me? It hurts so much. It hurts so much. I had made so much plans for our future. I sacrificed my own happiness just to make her comfortable. I really loved her so much. Maybe I should have given her a listening ear.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Are you Mr. Daniel?
Yes. I hope there are no problems.
The lady handed a letter to Daniel.
Sir, you have been invited for an interview with the director of Aubrey Power Finance Holding Limited. Your interview starts in an hour time.
I can't remember writing an application to that company. I know I wrote so many applications. But how did they find me here?
The director of a multi-million company wants to interview you. I will take my leave now.
Almighty God, may I find favor in the sight of the director. Amen. Good afternoon, sir. I'm so sorry I'm late.
It's okay, you're right on time.
Sir, I'm honored to be interviewed by you.
Relax.
It's a lie, it's a lie. I'm sorry, sir. I'm so sorry, sir. I'm sorry for asking you to fetch water. How could I? How could I? I'm so sorry, sir.
It's okay, Daniel. You did nothing. I disguised myself as an old man who was homeless. You know why?
No, sir.
When you are wealthy, everyone around you acts so nice, because they want to have a bite from your wealth. I needed to find someone genuine, kind, and God-fearing. Someone hardworking. A graduate who could bring down his title, and hustle genuinely for money when there are no jobs forthcoming. You see, Daniel, I saw all those qualities in you.
Thank you, sir.
That's not all, Daniel. Have your sit.
Thank you, sir.
I have 2 daughters. They both are beautiful just like their mother, my late wife. They chose different paths in their career. I want someone who will replace me someday, and hopefully marry one of my daughters. That saying, you just passed your interview, and you can resume work tomorrow, as the assistant manager of Obra Power Finance Holding Limited. Also round off with your things, because an apartment is waiting for you already.
Thank you so much, sir. Wow, God is wonderful. May God Almighty bless you for this great opportunity you gave me, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Daniel.
Daniel left the office with so much joy. He went back to his house. His phone had been switched off ever since the incident at Sonia's house. He switched on his phone to call his parents and share the great news with them. As his phone came on, piles of messages came in. Most of the messages were from Sonia. My son, I bless you in the name of Jesus. May the favor of God go before you in this new job. I bless your hands, may your work be excellent and fruitful. I bless your mind, with wisdom, peace, and clarity. May you grow in grace, stay humble, and walk in purpose. This is only the beginning, my son. I bless your going out and coming in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen, Mama, amen. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself for me.
You too, my son.
I promise never to disappoint Mr. Gregory. Good morning, sir.
Welcome, Daniel.
Thank you very much, sir.
Meet Mr. Tobias Hernandez. He is the general manager. You will work under him.
Daniel greeted him warmly, and left with his bag. Someone walked Daniel to his own personal office. He kept his bag behind a small shelf, then sat on the executive office chair. He started going through some files, which were on the desk. Daniel was still trying to comprehend the papers on his desk, when someone entered into his office without knocking.
Why will he walk into my office without knocking? Even though he is my manager, courtesy demanded that. I don't know you, or how you ended up in this office. But I'm telling you this, watch your back. Yes, come in.
The director needs your presence, sir.
You sent for me, sir.
Yes, please, have your sit. So tell me, Daniel, are you single, or in a relationship?
I'm single, sir.
Daniel's phone, which he had kept on the desk, began to ring. It was Sonia calling him. He had saved Sonia's number with, "my favorite." He took his phone immediately, and hoped Mr. Gregory didn't see. He declined the call, and switched off his phone.
Who was that calling?
Oh, that was my sister, sir. I will call her back later.
Okay. I would like to invite you to my house this weekend. I want you to meet my daughters.
I will be there, sir.
Good. You can go back to work.
Thank you, sir.
Before you leave, meet my secretary to give you the keys. One of the keys is for your new apartment, which my secretary will give you directions to. While the second key is the key to the car I was standing in front of when you saw me this morning.
Wow, thank you so much, sir.
It's okay. You can go back to work now.
I promise to do my best and help this company grow. Poverty. Bye-bye. It is time to clear the air with Sonia. I need to break up with her, to avoid future complications. I don't want to be hiding my phone whenever I'm with Mr. Gregory. I don't want to be lying anymore. I will read all her messages, then end things with her. Babe, it's not what you think. Let me explain all these to you, please, babe. I know what you have seen, and I feel so hurt being the one to hurt you, my love. I'm deeply sorry, and wish you can give me time to explain myself. I know you have switched off your phone, and don't want to hear from me. I'm deeply sorry for my actions, and I plead for your forgiveness. I just couldn't watch you suffer. You told me you were doing menial jobs. You never told me you dug gutters just to feed. Dug gutters to feed? When? How? I never dug gutters, but worked at construction sites.
Then he remembered about a week ago, at the last site he worked. The gutters got blocked, and water wasn't flowing through. He and another guy got extra pay to clear the gutter. He wondered how Sonia found out. He sighed, and then continued reading.
You never told me you dug gutters just to feed. Then you kept carrying all those bills alone without any help from me. My friend had seen you and alerted me. You only told me you worked at a construction site. Just a week ago, after so many months, you got sacked. You never told me the part of you digging gutters. I didn't want to ask you about it, but I wanted something better for you, Daniel. I decided I was going to surprise you by starting a business for you. I got the contact of someone who was already into the business. We discussed, and he told me the cost. I had my savings, but it didn't amount up to what I had discussed with the man. I started looking for alternatives. I remembered Dr. Justins had promised to give me any amount I wanted, if I just let him touch me once. So I chatted him up, and told him to pay $1,000 in exchange for him to touch me. Dr. Justins accepted immediately, and transferred the money into my account. I never intended to hurt you, I just wanted to make life easier for the two of us. I have sent you screenshots of my chats with the businessman and Dr. Justins on WhatsApp. After you left, I sent Dr. Justins money back to him. I love you so much, and I can't live without you. Why will she stoop so low, to the extent of committing fornication with a man, all because of money? How can she say she loves me and let another man touch her? Why didn't she think about how I will feel about all these? She can go on with Justins or whatever he is called. I don't care anymore.
He started calling Sonia on phone. He made up his mind to break up with her.
Babe, where are you? I've been in front of your door since morning, and I haven't seen you. Please come back to me. I'm so sorry, please. I don't think I can survive this without you.
Daniel couldn't find the strength to tell Sonia what he had in mind. All those rage melted, and Daniel stood mute with the phone on his ear. He brought it down slowly. He hung up the call, switched off his phone, and brought out his SIM card. He broke the SIM card, trying to hold back the brewing tears.
I'm sorry, Sonia. I'm happy she does not know where I live now. I love her too much, and may forgive her if I should set my eyes on her. And about Mr. Tobias, I wonder if he is married, or still single just like me. And Mr. Gregory. He was direct, and told me about his 2 daughters. He even invited me over for the weekend. What if I don't find the girls attractive, or the girls doesn't find me attractive? Will I still hold value in the sight of Mr. Gregory? What if they both fall for me? What will I do?
The next morning, Daniel woke up. He got ready and left for work in his car. When he got to his office, he had a lot of work waiting for him already. He put a pause on his thoughts, and tried being productive. Someone entered into his office again without knocking. It was the manager, Tobias. This time, Daniel thought it right to tell Tobias that courtesy demanded he knocked first before coming in. As he stood up to face Tobias, a knock was heard on his door.
I came to remind you about the appointment you have with the director in his house today.
Oh, that's true. It's weekend already. Good day, sir. Good day, miss. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Welcome, Daniel.
Thank you, sir.
Amelia, Debbie, meet Daniel, my new assistant manager.
Nice to meet you, Daniel.
Thank you.
Welcome, Daniel. Please have your sit.
Thank you, ma'am. If I'm the new assistant manager, it means that the old one was sacked, and I don't know the reason why. But that is not my problem. I have to put my best behavior, and never disappoint Mr. Gregory, who has so much trust for me.
Mr. Gregory brought up a business idea, and everyone contributed intelligently, including his daughters. Daniel told some wise jokes, which brought laughter to the lips of everyone.
Sir, I will like to take my leave.
You can't come to my house and not eat. My daughters are fixing the table already. You should join us.
Okay, sir.
After meal, Mr. Gregory stood up and excused himself. He wanted to give the ladies a private time with Daniel to get to know each other. After Mr. Gregory left, Amelia stood up and cleared the table. Debbie was left with Daniel. They discussed for a while, and Amelia never came back to the table. Mr. Gregory came out after a few minutes. He saw Daniel discussing and laughing with Debbie. When William saw him, he stood up and thanked Mr. Gregory for his hospitality.
You are always welcome, Daniel.
I will take my leave now.
All right, Daniel. Drive safely.
Hello.
How did you see him? Cute, right?
I'm not interested in Daniel or anyone. I just want to concentrate on my work, because that's the only thing that matters to me.
What about Debbie? Is she interested in Daniel?
Debbie has a boyfriend who she loves so much. None of us are interested in the husband our father is trying hard to find for us.
Laura was Amelia's old schoolmate, and now best friend. When they were still in secondary school, they became friends who held each other's back. They lost contact when Laura and her parents left for another city. Amelia met Sophia again about a year ago inside a shopping mall. Laura was a graduate, but was working in a small firm. Amelia convinced her dad to employ her best friend in his company. Mr. Gregory couldn't refuse his daughter, and he made Laura his secretary. Laura had overheard Mr. Gregory telling Daniel he would like him to marry one of his daughters. She told Amelia about it before William came for the visit.
The two ladies are pretty, but the one that walked out seems to have catch my fancy the more. What is her name again? Yes, Amelia.
You left me all alone with our guest and disappeared. I didn't disappear, Debbie. I had a lot of work to do, as you can see. Well, you know Dad invited him because of you, right? Did I tell anyone I'm looking for a man? Please, you all should leave me alone and let me be. It's been 2 years, and you have refused to move on. I don't even know what happened. You refused to tell even I, your younger sister. Daniel is a nice guy. I mean, he is handsome, and smells nice. He speaks intelligently, and I think he will be a nice match for you. When you came in, Debbie, I was busy. Please, if this is what you have come to discuss, you can leave now. If you think Daniel is so handsome, you can go for him. I know he'll be glad to have a beautiful soon-to-be lawyer as a bride.
Sonia was a soft lady filled with love and care. I wonder what she must have done when she didn't see me. I hope she's doing just fine. I wonder why I'm still thinking about someone who betrayed my love and locked lips with another man. It would have gone more deeper if I hadn't showed up. If she can cheat on me during our courtship just to help me out, then she would do more if we get married. She may claim to love me so much, but I don't think I can date someone who can easily get tempted because of money, and commit fornication with someone who is not her man. If she really wanted to help out, she would have paid her own bills. She can't blame me for not telling her what I did. I am a man, and I do everything possible to survive. If I'm not ashamed of my struggles, why should she? I think love covers up so many things. It's best I keep Sonia thoughts away from me. She's my past now, and I need to focus on my future. Mr. Gregory has embraced me, and I don't plan on letting him down. It was better I picked between Debbie or Amelia. Debbie is a nice young lady, but there's something about Amelia which seems more special. I will go for Amelia. But I don't have her contact, or know the hospital where she works. Or should I ask Mr. Gregory for Amelia's number? No, that's not a good idea. I will find everything myself. I'm the man, and I'm going to get what I want myself. Yeah, come in.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, how are you doing?
I'm okay, sir. Tea or coffee, sir?
Coffee.
I'll be right back.
After a few minutes, she knocked on the door and came inside with a cup of jog. She handed it to Daniel with a smile. Daniel collected it and sipped it. He looked up and saw her still staring at him and smiling.
Anything else?
Nothing, sir. I will take my leave now.
What's your name?
My name is Laura, sir.
Nice name.
Thank you.
Laura, I know you've worked here for a while. Do you know about Mr. Gregory's daughters? Hello.
Yes. I wonder why Daniel didn't notice me. I will make sure Amelia found no interest in him.
I came to see you. I don't want to take your time, since it's obvious you are going somewhere. Would you like to chill off the weekend with me?
No, I'm sorry, I have a lot on my desk and I won't be free for hangout.
Daniel convinced Amelia about taking a break from work. He told her he had a secret he will like to share with her. Amelia raised her brows looking at Daniel. He asked her to draw her ears closer. She did, and Daniel whispered some things into her ears.
I will think about what you said and will give you a reply later.
Okay, but please can I get your number?
Sure.
At night, Daniel called Amelia twice, but she never picked up her calls. He sent her a message, and she never replied. Daniel went to bed feeling bad. He had thought he had already gotten through to Amelia after she had given her number to him. He never knew she had given him her number just to discharge him from wasting her time. The next day, Daniel woke up to a text message. It was from Amelia. She apologized for not picking up his calls. She said she thought about what he said, and she really needed a breather. Daniel was so happy and wanted to call Amelia. But on a second thought, he decided he was going to text her back. He sent her a message of the location and time they would meet. Time crawled in the sight of Daniel. When it was time, he dressed up and made sure he smelled nice. Then he dashed out of the house and towards the agreed location. He got there 10 minutes earlier than the agreed time. It was 10 minutes past the time he had sent to Amelia, and she wasn't yet there. He began to wonder if she had really seen his message. As he looked up, he saw someone walking towards where he was. It was Amelia, and he was happy she came. They spent a while together. Most of their conversations were on business and work. Daniel doesn't want to rush into relationship talk yet, because he doesn't want to push Amelia away. They had a nice time together, and even took some pictures as requested by Daniel. After the day, they both went back home. Daniel called to know if she got back home safely, but Amelia didn't pick, neither did she reply to his messages. He woke up the next day, and checked his phone for a message from Amelia, but there was nothing. Daniel was confused about the whole situation, and wondered why she wouldn't pick up his calls. When Daniel got to the office, he was busy with work as usual. Someone knocked on the door. It was Laura. She had come in with some files. She had purposely unbuttoned the upper part of her shirt, exposing her cleavage. She bent more than normal, just to keep the files on Daniel's desk. Daniel knew exactly what Laura was looking for. He had seen her earlier in the morning, and she buttoned up her shirt. Laura kept the files and walked out of the office, walking seductively.
She already left, and no one knew where she went.
Okay, thank you.
Daniel went back home. He waited to get a text but didn't get one. He came out from the shower, and a notification came into his phone. He checked it, and it was a message from an unknown number. Hi. Daniel was happy Amelia had texted him, because no one else had his number. He replied immediately, only to get a response that it was Debbie. Daniel wasn't expecting the message, and only wondered where she had gotten his number from. Debbie told him she just wanted to greet him, and know how he was doing. Daniel thanked her, and wanted to ask her about her sister. But on a second thought, he changed his mind. The next day, Daniel decided he will use his lunch break to go meet Amelia at her hospital. When it was time, Daniel drove off to go meet her. When he got there, he was directed to Amelia's office. Amelia was already preparing to leave the office. She had an appointment in another hospital, which was urgent. Daniel decided to drive her to the hospital and talk later. On their way to the hospital, which Amelia gave directions to, Daniel noticed they were heading towards where Sonia worked. He only prayed it wasn't what he had in mind. But unfortunately for him, it was at the hospital where Sonia worked as a nurse. When they got to the hospital, Sonia walked out from the hospital. Seemed like she was the one who had come to receive Dr. Amelia. Sonia walked towards where Daniel had parked his car. When they arrived in front of the hospital, Daniel's sight beheld Sonia. His heartbeat hastened as Sonia started walking towards where he had parked his car. His old lover, who he thought he wouldn't cross path with ever again, was walking towards where he was, with the lady he plans on making his future. Daniel began to ponder on some many things at a time. He wasn't sure he was ready to face Sonia yet. At least, not in front of Amelia.
Daniel. You can't wait for me, you can go back to work. I'll call you later.
Okay.
She stepped down from the car. She walked towards Sonia, and Sonia collected what she was holding from her, and they both walked back to the hospital. Daniel heaved a deep sigh, and blew some air out through his mouth. He was happy Sonia didn't get to see him. She was concentrated on Amelia.
My only regret is not breaking up with Sonia. I just feel like I ghosted her while we were still in a relationship. Should I go and break up with her? What if Amelia finds out?
A call came into his phone. Surprisingly, it was Amelia. She called him as she had promised. Daniel picked up the call, and they spoke for a long time before hanging up. Though they never talked about relationship issues, Daniel was delighted Amelia was loosening up a bit. After that night, Amelia will always pick up his calls, and they would talk and laugh like best friends. Daniel wanted to ask Amelia out, but it seemed like something was stopping him.
I'm going for a business trip overseas, and will be back in a week's time.
Okay, sir.
I want you to do your best, and always give me maximum report. I trust you more than Tobias.
I assure you, sir, I will do my best.
Good.
Amelia, why are you crying?
My father was involved in a plane crash.
Devil is a liar. How come? Mr. Gregory, the CEO of Obra Power Finance Holding Limited, is no more. Everyone in the plane crash lost their lives, leaving no survivors. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Please take it easy, Amelia. I will come over immediately after work.
Okay.
After work, Daniel went to Mr. Gregory's house. He met his two daughters sobbing for the death of their father. He consoled them, and promised to always be there whenever they needed him. A few days later, Mr. Gregory's corpse was brought home. He was laid to rest in a grand style.
Your father told me to read the will 30 days after his death.
Okay.
As the day went by, Daniel fell in love with Amelia. She was so loving and caring. He told Amelia about the way he felt. Amelia turned him down. Daniel knew Amelia felt something for him, but he couldn't tell why she would refuse him. Debbie, on the other hand, was showing him all the green signs, and he chose to ignore. He doesn't want to tell Mirabelle about it either. One fateful day, Daniel was seated in the office working. Laura walked into his office without knocking. When she entered, she walked seductively towards where Daniel was seated.
Don't I look beautiful enough to catch your fancy? Am I not woman enough to move you? I'm a tall glass of wine everyone wished to drink from, but I'm offering all those wine to you.
She took some steps towards Daniel. She unbuttoned her shirts, exposing what she was wearing inside. Daniel sat mute as he fed his eyes. Daniel tried standing up to walk Laura out of his office. Suddenly, she slipped and fell on him, with her breast on his face. Tobias walked in immediately. When he saw them at that very position, he brought out his phone and took a picture. Daniel pushed Laura off from him, and he saw Tobias already taking pictures of them.
This is not what you think.
Tobias left without uttering a word to Daniel, who was trying to explain. Daniel knew he was in a mess. Even though Amelia hasn't accepted his proposal, he needed to summon up the courage and let her know what is happening around him. He needed to explain himself, before she hears it from others. Daniel called Amelia on phone asking to see her, if she wasn't busy. Amelia was curious why he sounded with so much urgency. She accepted to meet with him. Daniel gave a location where they would meet in 30 minutes. Daniel left the office and went to the location he had given Amelia. He sat there waiting for Amelia. Someone came and stood in front of Daniel. He looked up from his phone and saw it was Sonia. Tears were rolling down her cheeks, as she stared at him. Daniel was shocked. Sonia was the last person he expected to see. Daniel stood up immediately to ask Sonia how she found him, and what she was doing there. Sonia didn't allow Daniel say a word. She quickly hugged him and kept sobbing. Daniel wanted to push Sonia away, but eyes were on him. He decided to hug her back, and draw away from her later. Sonia may not let go if he pushes her off, and he may create a scene. Daniel wrapped his hands around Sonia, asking her to stop what she was doing, and untangled herself from him. When Daniel finally untangled himself from Sonia, he turned back and his eyes met with that of Amelia. Daniel lost his vocals immediately. He spoke words, but they were inaudible, and couldn't be heard. Before he could start walking to where Amelia was, she turned immediately and walked out the place. Daniel ran after Amelia trying to call her back, but she won't stop. When Amelia got to where her car was parked, Daniel caught up with her. He begged her to hear him out, so he could explain everything. Amelia warned Daniel to stay away from her. She entered into her car and drove away. Daniel was so sober, he could feel the hurt in Amelia's eyes. Even though she looked tough on the outside, he could see she was deeply hurt with what she just saw. Daniel went back into the fast food to pick up his car keys, which he left on the table. Sonia was seated quietly and waiting for him to come back. Daniel picked up his car keys and tried walking out. Sonia held his hands and stared into his eyes.
It's over between us. Stay away from me. You made your choice and ruined what we shared. Don't ruin my life too.
Daniel, please come back.
Please pick up the call, Amelia. What is really going on with my life? I have been placed in a comfortable seat, but the table where I'm going to place my hands and relax is filled with thorns. Ever since I got to know Mr. Gregory, who picked me up and made me rich overnight, I have no peace of mind. Tobias, my boss, I can't actually explain what I did to deserve the sudden hatred. Tobias always found every slightest mistake I made. If only I knew what I can do to appease him. I'm tired of so much troubles already. Now Laura has been trying to draw me in between her legs. I can't even tell if she is really in love with me or just lusting after me. Then suddenly, she had to fall on me the very moment Tobias walked in. Things are just happening at the wrong time. Coming to Sonia, she wasn't supposed to be at that fast food. I wonder how she got there, and also at the wrong moment. Debbie isn't left out of my troubles. She hasn't said anything yet, but her actions were speaking louder. I don't want to hurt her feelings, or tell Amelia either. I pray Amelia comes around. I don't want to disappoint Mr. Gregory, who had put his trust in me, not even in his grave. God, please, I want wisdom and direction. I don't want to make mistakes. But why did Tobias take the picture of me and Laura? Was there something hidden which I have been blind to? It's high time I find out who Tobias is, and why the prejudice.
After Amelia left the fast food, she drove directly home. She went into her room, and her bag fell off from her hands. She walked slowly towards her bed. She sat down, then lay down with her back. Tears ran slowly down the sides of her face. The scene she had just seen took her back 2 years ago. She held her pillow, and started sobbing bitterly. During Amelia's days in the university, she tried her best to live a simple life, but people always found out she was the daughter of a billionaire. Everyone wanted to be her friend, because of the benefits. Every guy who came to her under the pretense of love, always had a hidden agenda. Amelia decided she was going to study from home, and keep anything called relationship out from her thoughts till she graduated. Amelia studied from home till she graduated as a medical doctor. Mr. Gregory was so proud of his daughter's grades and remarks. He decided to build a private hospital for her. As the building was going on, Amelia started working in a very big hospital. She was always so humble, and wanted to meet someone who will love her genuinely, and not because of her father's wealth. She met a man who had accompanied a relative to the hospital. They became friends, and then lovers. Amelia was so happy her new lover loved her genuinely without knowing who she was. Their relationship continued to blossom till Amelia took him home to see her parents. Mr. Gregory found out that the said man was a son to one of his friends. Amelia was so happy everything was working out so fine. She fell in love wholeheartedly, and was ready to give her all to the relationship. Amelia convinced her father to give them one of his mansions, so they could move in after their wedding. Before the wedding preparations could start, Amelia's mother died. That incident left a big hole in the heart of the family, especially Amelia, who loved her mother so much. The wedding preparation was pushed to later, because of the great loss. Amelia embraced her lover more, and found solace in him. One evening, Amelia decided to go keep something she bought inside their intended new home. She drove into the compound and found his car outside. She decided to play a prank on him, and walk in stealthily where he won't hear her walk in. Amelia tiptoed into the house after opening the door slowly. She started hearing funny sounds. She felt like her ears were playing games with her. She walked upstairs towards their supposed matrimonial room, and saw her lover cheating on her with another woman. Amelia's heart almost flew out from her chest. It was like another hole was created inside her heart instantly. She couldn't talk or say anything. She just took some steps backwards and ran out of the house. She entered into her car and drove back home. Amelia felt like her whole world was crumbling under her feet. She just lost her mother, and the only man whom she loved dearly was cheating on her. Amelia cried her eyes out that very day. She got the feelings to take her life, but she couldn't leave her father with so much pains of losing a wife and a daughter almost at the same time. Amelia decided she wasn't going to ever fall in love with any man. She shut her heart and had a bad image of men. Her lover kept calling her to know what he did, and why she had sent him a message never to call her, or even come close to her. He came to see Amelia, and she gave him a piece of paper. It was a court order to stay far away from her. Something told him Amelia must have seen him, but he wasn't too sure. He decided to obey the court order and wait for when Amelia was going to come around. For 2 years, Amelia never told anyone what had happened, and why she broke up with her lover. She preferred to stay alone and focus on her work. Daniel was a nice guy. Her late father had told her how he met Daniel. He was so intelligent, God-fearing, and looked so honest. She was already developing feelings for him, and trying to shut out the notion she has about men. Then she had to seen him hugging a lady with so much love in her eyes. Not just any lady, but Nurse Sonia.
I will never believe in genuine love, because men will always be men. Daniel is my second lesson. And there won't be a third.
The next day, Daniel left for work. He needed to find some answers, and know what actually is going on with him. He needed to know who Tobias was, and why he became a thorn in his flesh. Daniel asked some staffs who worked in the company about Tobias. It seemed like they were all scared to give out any important information. He decided he was going to find out by himself. The more Daniel tried to pull Amelia out of his thoughts, the more she dominated. He decided he was going to see her during lunch break. When it was lunch break, Daniel stood up and about to leave the office, when someone walked in.
Since when did you start barging into my office without knocking?
I know you have plans of going out with your car, please don't go now. I have something to tell you.
I don't need to hear anything from you. Get out of my office.
Daniel walked out without paying attention to what she had to say. Daniel entered into his car and drove off. It was noon, and there was no traffic on the road. Daniel was sober, and only wished Amelia will hear him out. The road was clear, and Daniel stepped on his acceleration pedal. He was speeding a bit when he noticed an incoming vehicle. He stepped on his brakes, but they were cracking. The brakes failed Daniel. He tried channeling the car the opposite direction in order not to crash into any vehicle. But it was late already. A car was also coming at a high speed, and they both collided. The one who collided with Daniel was almost lifeless, while Daniel passed out. Daniel's feet were stuck and he was bleeding from his head. People came to the rescue immediately. They dragged the other out, but Daniel was stuck. They started using several measures to get him out of the car. They succeeded in bringing Daniel out of the car too. They both were rushed to the hospital. Daniel was brought into the hospital where Sonia worked. When she saw his condition, she felt sober. Those who brought Daniel in were surprised Sonia knew who he was. Sonia called for a doctor to come attend to Daniel immediately. Amelia was busy with work. She had decided to remove her mind from whatever Daniel had to say. She preferred to channel the energy on her work than thinking about her past, which would only hurt her more. Amelia's phone started ringing. It was her friend Laura. Laura called Amelia, informing her of Daniel's accident. They had received a call that their staff met with a fatal accident, so she decided to relate the information to Amelia. Hearing that Daniel was involved in a fatal accident, Amelia stood up from her seat. She only prayed nothing happened to Daniel. She asked Laura which hospital Daniel was taken to, and she was told. Amelia knew that was where Sonia worked. She didn't want to see Sonia and Daniel in an awkward moment. But then she may be wrong. Maybe Daniel had nothing to do with Sonia, and her past experience was clouding her judgment. Amelia immediately left to go see Daniel. By the time she got there, Laura and Tobias were already at the hospital. They had come to see Daniel, and how he was faring. A doctor was available, and was already taking care of Daniel. Amelia sat with Laura, waiting for the doctor to come out and tell them how Daniel was. The doctor took a while inside. When he came out, the two ladies were anxious to hear how Daniel was doing.
Daniel is okay, you can go in and see him.
The doctor wants to see who is in charge of him.
Amelia raised her hand suddenly, only to see both Sonia and Tobias' hands up. She lowered her hand slowly. Tobias left to go meet with the doctor.
Thank God you are okay. I will be outside. You are going to be okay soon.
All is not well, and I don't want to say it in his presence. Daniel's legs were severely damaged, and there is only a 10% chance of him ever walking again. He had survived by the grace of God. Can anything be done, or any treatment at all? Yes, there are treatment available, but I'm not sure Daniel would ever walk again. The treatment will stop his legs from being cut off. Okay doctor, thank you so much, I will take my leave now. Do not tell Daniel yet, okay? He hasn't recovered from the shock of the accident. Okay.
Tobias went back to where Daniel was lying down. He asked for a private time alone with him. The two ladies left them alone. Tobias looked at Daniel and gave out an evil smile. Laura stared at Tobias saying things to Daniel from the window. When Tobias left the hospital room, she saw tears rolling down the cheeks of Daniel. Laura watched Tobias leave the room, then she went in.
I know Daniel to be a strong man, and never thought I would ever see him so sober. I wonder what Tobias must have told Daniel to warrant such tears rolling down his cheeks.
Laura felt some hurt as she looked at Daniel. She walked closer to where he lay. She sat beside him and wiped the tears with her fingers. The more she wiped the tears, the more it rolled down.
I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry for the accident. I really hope you get up on your feet soon. I don't know what he told you to make you feel this way. I just want you to get better for the company. Not just the company, get well for me too, please. I thought I was supposed to play games with you. I never imagined I was going to fall in love with you. I love you, Dan, and I regret every action I have taken. My name is Laura, and he's my boss at the office. Please take care of him for us.
I sure will. I'm so sorry for what I did. If only I could turn back the hands of the clock. I will erase what I did. Please forgive me, Daniel. I'm suffering without you in my life. I know I shouldn't be telling you this now. I'm so sorry, I just want your forgiveness. But it's okay, I will wait till you are up on your feet again. When she talked about his feet, Daniel turned away his face and tears began to roll down from the side of his face. She was surprised seeing him sobbing after she mentioned him standing on his feet. Sonia recalled that Daniel was carried into the hospital. His legs had blood all over. She wasn't among the nurses who took care of him. Sonia stood up and went to the doctor. She asked about Daniel's legs, and the doctor told her what he told Tobias. Sonia felt heartbroken hearing that Daniel may never walk again. But her love for Daniel was more than whether he walks or not. She made up her mind that she was going to make sure she does her best to see the 10% possibility becomes 100%.
Come in.
What did you tell Daniel that left him in tears when you walked out of the hospital room?
Oh, he was shedding tears. He has seen nothing. He won't know what hit him. I told him to watch his back.
You haven't answered me, Tobias.
Watch your tone and know your place. Not because of what we had, you think you can talk to me in such a manner. I'm still your boss here. Well, if you really want to know what I said to him, I'll tell you. You really don't need to know all, but I'll tell you the important part. Daniel will never be able to walk again.
What?
That's what one gets for standing on my path. Who does he think he is to stand on my path? Well, with the picture I have in my phone of the two of you, he won't stand a chance of working in this company, or a share in late Mr. Gregory's will. Oh yes, I had a peek. You know, when you have connections, and money, anything can happen.
You sent me to seduce him. You sent me to make sure Amelia doesn't fall for him. You sent me to talk Debbie into leaving her boyfriend to fall in love with Daniel. That wasn't enough for you. You went again and tampered with his car. I never knew what you did. I only overheard when you talked about Daniel's car, and what will happen when he gets in. You never told me you wanted him dead. Why are you this wicked? What did that young man do to you? Can't you see he's suffering for what he knows nothing about?
I'm sparing you just of what will had, which tastes as good as it looks. If you ever raise your hand at me ever again, I'll make sure those hands can't be raised forever. Get out of my office.
After a while, Laura came into Tobias' office the second time without even knocking. Before Tobias could say anything, she dropped a letter on his table. It was her resignation letter. Sebastian looked at the letter and tried calling Laura back, but she walked out without saying a word. When Laura got to her house, she brought out her phone. She was filled with regrets. She knew Amelia wasn't aware of what befell Daniel. She called her, telling her what the doctor had said. Amelia was shocked hearing what Laura had just told her about Daniel. Amelia decided she was going to see Daniel that same night. Tobias sat down on his desk with a frown on his face. He couldn't let Daniel come from nowhere and take what he had his eyes on. Then he remembered how it all started. He had come back from the States. His father told him about his friend who wasn't a millionaire but a billionaire. He told him his friend had 2 daughters. And whoever married the first daughter was going to inherit more than half of the billions his friend controlled. Tobias saw it as a golden opportunity. He asked for more information from his father, which he got. He started strategizing on how he was going to make Mr. Gregory's daughter fall in love with him. He went to where she worked under the pretense of escorting a relative to the hospital. He met with Amelia, and played the role of a lover boy, making her to fall in love with him. Meanwhile, he already had a girlfriend who he met on social media when he was still overseas. When he came back, he was with both her and Amelia at the same time. When Amelia introduced him to her father, Tobias was happy he had hit the jackpot. Amelia convinced her father to give them one of his recent mansions, which he did. But that wasn't the only thing Mr. Gregory did. He asked Tobias what he studied overseas, and it was business management. Due to the fact Tobias was going to be his son-in-law, Mr. Gregory made Tobias the manager of his group of companies. But something happened. After he took his girlfriend to his new mansion, he made out with her there. Amelia suddenly stopped talking to him. She warned him sternly to stay away from her. She even gave him a court order. He was so scared of losing his post as a manager. Mr. Gregory once called him to know what had happened between him and his daughter, but he told him Amelia broke up with him with no reason. After that day, Mr. George never talked about it, and he never knew why. Something told him Amelia had seen him with his second girlfriend. During that period, he had to break up with the girl to make amends, but it wasn't possible. After 2 whole years, he has refused to marry, waiting for Amelia to come around. Just about a month ago, Mr. Gregory started skipping office. He came once to the office and he could see some dirts on him. When he asked him how the dirt came on his body, he only smiled. A week later, someone from nowhere was employed as an assistant manager. A post which never existed ever since he's been in the company. Tobias knew immediately that Daniel was going to be a thorn in his flesh. He eavesdropped on Mr. Gregory's discussion with Daniel. He heard when Mr. Gregg told Daniel of his intentions for him to get married to one of his daughters. Tobias knew if that ever happens, he was going to lose everything. So he decided to make some plans on how to remove Daniel from the picture. Then a plan occurred to him. He needed to make Williams lose face in the sight of Mr. Gregory. "You can get a man through a woman," he said to himself. Then he thought about Laura. She was a very beautiful and curvy young lady. It will only take the Spirit of God to say no to her advances. Tobias told Laura to go ahead and seduce Daniel into falling for her. Laura refused, and Tobias threatened her. She was scared of Tobias, and obliged.
Now, that stupid girl went and fell in love with him, instead of doing what she was asked to do. I can't let all my hard work go in vain. Never. I have to do something about her before she goes about saying things she doesn't need to say.
I have developed strong feelings for Daniel. But it seems he's not interested in me. I wish he could look towards my direction. I had called Amelia to inform her just because she is a doctor and may have an alternative. I hope Daniel will see the love I have for him. I'm ready to apologize for what I have done. You're back, doctor. She's the owner of Home Care Hospital. Her father is a billionaire. I wonder the connection she has with Daniel. She raised her hand earlier when a nurse had asked who was responsible for Daniel. I have also seen her run out of the fast food the other day. Does it mean that Amelia is Daniel's new lover? Is it Amelia that made Daniel rich? How did they meet? How are you feeling now? I'm sorry for walking out. I didn't know your leg got damaged. I will go and see the doctor and know what is wrong. I promise you that you will walk with your 2 legs again by God's grace.
Amen. I'm sorry, Miss Amelia, there's nothing that can be done.
I want him to be transferred to my own hospital, so I can take care of him personally.
The doctor gave Amelia reasons why he can't let Daniel to be transferred to her hospital. Amelia didn't want to argue, she accepted what he had said. Amelia sensed a foul play from what the doctor had just said, when she asked for Daniel to be transferred to her hospital. Nevertheless, she concurred, and let Daniel stay in the hospital. She will pass by in the morning and evening to see how Daniel was recovering. Sonia spends her day at the hospital just taking care of Daniel. Laura was still filled with guilt. When she came to check on Daniel, she so much wanted to tell him about Tobias, and all his plans with her, but she couldn't. She loved Daniel so much, and doesn't want to lose him. Even though his legs were broken, she was ready to stand by him. She only wished Daniel was going to love her back. After Laura left, no one ever heard or saw her again. Few days later, Daniel was fully recovered, and ready to leave the hospital on a wheelchair. The doctor asked to make the final test. He examined Daniel, and carried out some tests. Hours later, he came back to meet Daniel, who was ready to leave the hospital. He handed the report to Daniel. Sonia was already inside with Daniel when the doctor came in. As the doctor left, Amelia walked in. She saw Daniel in tears after seeing the results. Sonia took the result from Daniel and read what was written. She opened her eyes in shock. Amelia collected the results from Sonia. With everything and explanations written by the doctor, it ended with Daniel has lost the ability to hold an erection as a man. First of all, he can't walk again, and now, he won't be able to perform as a man. What will be the need of marriage without sexual satisfaction, or even children? Amelia read exactly what the doctor had written down. From what she understood, Daniel had a traumatic head injury, coupled with the direct trauma to the genital and pelvic area of his body. Amelia was in the field, and knew what she had read was so possible, especially with Daniel having head and leg injuries. The accident was really fatal, and Amelia only felt so sorry for Daniel. She raised her head from the results she was holding, and looked at Sonia.
Who are you to Daniel? I'm his ex-girlfriend. Excuse me, please. I love Daniel so much. I was ready to stay with him with his broken legs. But how am I going to live with a man who isn't a man? My mother is looking up to me to give her grandchildren. If I end up with a man like Daniel, what will I tell my mum? I have betrayed Daniel the second time. I will be back. Can I take him home?
Of course you are free to take him with you, but please, do take care of him.
I will. Thanks, doctor.
Son, I've been having this bad feelings these days. I feel all is not well with you.
I'm fine, Mama. Please stop worrying about me. I'm good.
Okay.
You should eat your food.
I've lost my appetite. I will eat later.
I've covered your food, still on the dining table with your drugs. It's getting late, and I need to get back home. I will come and check up on you tomorrow morning.
Okay. Thank you so much, Amelia. God bless you.
You're welcome.
The next morning, Amelia came as she had promised. Though she didn't spend time at Daniel's place, she came to check on him, and brought him a plate of food she bought. As the day rolled by, Daniel began to lighten up, and Amelia was falling deeper in love with Daniel. She couldn't explain why she will be in love with a man who had no chance to walk ever again. A man who couldn't even perform manly duties. But it seemed she was blinded by love. A particular day, Amelia had come to take care of Daniel. He was sleeping on his wheelchair when she walked in. She had his spare key. She helped take him to sleep on his bed. She just sat beside him admiring him with so much love. Daniel woke up and caught Amelia just staring at him and smiling. He smiled, and Amelia pretended she wasn't just admiring him. Daniel thanked Amelia for staying by his side, even in his condition. Amelia opened up to Daniel that she had fallen in love with him. Daniel was the happiest man. Daniel couldn't believe someone will ever love him in his condition. Talk more of Amelia. Amelia was with Daniel when her late father's lawyer called her. It was time for the will to be read. The day was the next day.
I want you to come with me tomorrow.
Okay.
The next day, Amelia came to Daniel's house. She came to take him to her father's house. When Amelia came back with Daniel, she saw Tobias already seated inside the big parlor.
What is he doing here?
I'm the one who invited him. It's important he is present, because he is the general manager of Obra Power Finance Holding Limited.
Sis, come and have your sit.
Then the lawyer began reading Mr. Gregory's last will. He started his will by giving some amount of money to the church and the orphanage. Tobias was in a haste, and wanted to hear the important part of the will, but had to calm himself. It got to the part where Mr. Gregory handed more than half his properties to Amelia. He stated that Daniel would be the director of his group of companies, if he succeeded in making his daughter fall in love with him. The name of his properties will be changed to that of Daniel.
You left me with no reason at all, and you think you've found the perfect man. Check out what I just sent you on WhatsApp.
How dare you send me a message, Tobias? Have you forgotten about the court order? Do you want to go to jail? What do you want to show? Do you think everyone is as filthy as you are? You had the guts to sleep with a girl on top of our supposed matrimonial bed. The mistake I made was not telling my father about a piece of shit like you. I should have told him everything, and let him take you out of his company, or better still locked you up. I loved you so much, Tobias. I fell for a playboy thinking you were a man. I opened up my heart, and was ready to give my all to you. My mother died before our wedding. The wedding was put on a hold because I was so much hurt losing my mother. And the only person who could hold me in his hands, was having a good time with a dirt he picked on the roadside. Don't you have any shame? Yet you stand in front of me and have the guts to talk bad about Daniel. I hate you so much for the big hole you created in my heart.
I'm so sorry, I'm deeply really sorry, Amelia. I'm a changed man. I've changed a lot, can't you see it, Amelia? I've been trying my best to come into your life, but you've shut me out completely. All I needed was a second chance to right my wrong. I just came back from the States, my head wasn't yet settled. There was this particular girl that had been all over me. I just wanted to have her once and let her go. You're the one I love, Amelia. When you ditched me, I left the girl immediately. I've always wanted us to come back together, but you gave me no chance. Look at my finger, Amelia, I'm not yet married. I've been waiting for you to come around. You don't know how happy I am standing in front of you, and talking to you. It's been ages I heard your melodious voice, Amelia. You can shout at me, you can even slap me if that will make you good. But please, Amelia, forgive your old love. If there is one thing I can wish for, I'll wish we can get back together, and blossom with the love we shared. You mean the whole world to me, and spending the rest of days with you remains my dream. I hope you can remember all we shared.
Did you remember all we shared when you were having fun?
What should I do for you to know that I'm a changed man? Just check out what I sent you on WhatsApp, then you'll know that I'm really looking out for you.
Amelia took a deep sigh. She looked at the lawyers inside the sitting room, then her younger sister Debbie. Amelia didn't want to check out what Tobias had sent, but at such moment, she was both curious and compelled. She unlocked her phone, and went to her WhatsApp. She saw some pictures which she opened. Amelia was left stunned, as she saw the pictures of Daniel with Laura.
Even you too. And you chose my friend, you were making out with my friend inside the office.
I never knew Laura was your friend, she never told me you both knew each other.
Because you never knew, that was why you made out with her.
There is a misunderstanding here, please, babe. Calm down, let me explain what exactly happened. I told you, Amelia, I didn't want you to end up with someone who can cheat on you with your best friend. When I noticed the connectivity, I started looking for a way to get to you. I'm just happy I didn't watch the love of my life suffer.
Please, everyone should leave, please.
Daniel tried touching her. She removed her hands from his grip. Tobias looked at the two lover birds, as they looked so deeply hurt. The lawyer was already standing and ready to leave. A car drove into the compound. Everyone wondered who else must have entered into the compound. The door to the sitting room opened, and Mr. Gregory walked inside. Goosebumps ran down the skin of Tobias, as he saw Laura walking in too, behind Mr. Gregory. As Mr. Gregory walked in with a grin on his face, he looked at his girls. Debbie and Amelia wondered if they were seeing a ghost, or their eyes were playing tricks on them. Amelia started walking close to her father slowly, hoping that what she was seeing was true, and she wasn't dreaming. She wiped the tears that clouded her face. Mr. Gregory opened his hands wide open for Amelia to run into. Amelia didn't care if she was hallucinating or not. She needed someone who will console her, and loving father was back for her. Mr. Gregory held his daughter tight. Debbie ran to hug her father too. There was a deep emotional hug between them.
I thought you were dead, Dad. Where have you been? You let your baby girl suffer so much emotionally. How could you do that to me? Was that why you told me not to give my heart to Daniel? Because you were interested in him. Have I ever done any wrong to you? Why will you hurt me so deeply, Laura? I'm so sorry, Amelia, please forgive me and hear me out. Everything happened so fast, and it got complicated. I never planned any of this, please.
I'm so happy you're still alive, sir. I'm so happy you're alive. Please come and have a seat.
The lawyer went and gave Mr. Gregory a warm handshake. Then he left. Tobias opened his eyes wide, seeing the lawyer has been aware all along that Mr. Gregory was alive. Tobias suddenly feeling so cold. There was Laura still alive. That wasn't part of the plan. He had paid some men handsomely to end Laura's life. They came back with the report that she has been killed. It only meant that those men had lied to him.
I'm so sorry, Amelia. I'm so sorry, Daniel. I'm so sorry, Debbie. I have been a fool, and I wish you all will find a place in your heart to forgive me. Sebastian had asked me to do all these. He told me to seduce Daniel, and make him fall in love with me. He was the one that gave me Daniel's number, and asked me to send it to you, Debbie. Tobias told me to make sure you never fall in love with Daniel. I never knew why he had all these plans set. I wanted to refuse, but Tobias threatened my life. Daniel is really a good man. I tried my best to bring him down, but he just wouldn't fall for anything I did. But I couldn't tell how it happened, and I fell in love with him instead. Tobias planned the accident that happened to Daniel, after taking pictures of me when I slipped and fell on Daniel. I had to quit the job, because I couldn't see myself hurting someone so innocent. Few days ago, I was in my apartment at night. Two guys broke into my house. They had come to take my life, but one of them decided to go in between my legs first. I kicked him on his balls, and used the pepper spray I had under my chair on the other one's face. I ran out of the house. Some guys covered my face and carried me into their car. I thought I have been kidnapped, till I was brought into a room. When my face was uncovered, I saw my director alive and strong. I couldn't believe my eyes. I told him my story, and he told me he believed everything, because he already had someone watching the office on his behalf. How did you plan all these, Dad?
I was about to pick up a flight ticket. I got a call from Daniel. He told me how Tobias had been threatening him, and how he was scared of his life. As a man, I know the courage it takes to open up that someone was after your life. I decided not to travel anymore for the business trip. I needed to stay back and watch out. I was still in my hotel room when I got the news that the plane I had boarded had a crash. I was happy Daniel saved my life. I decided to pay back the kindness. I decided to hide in the shadows and watch out everything that has been happening. I found out that Sebastian has been stealing my company funds. He has been selling my company's shares secretly. One of the company's buildings was sold by Tobias, and he never gave account of it.
Everywhere became quiet, and Tobias almost lost his breath, when Daniel stood on his 2 feet from the wheelchair and walked towards Amelia.
What's going on? How can you? You can walk. Is this all a dream?
I'll explain it all to you, babe. I never broke my legs. When I was taken into the hospital room after the accident, the doctor told me that I was lucky I didn't lose my legs. I thought about what he said for a while. Then I told him to tell everyone I lost my legs. I wanted Tobias to be happy he was winning. I also wanted to know who will stand by me and all the ladies confessing their love for me. I'm not impotent also, I'm a complete man. The report the doctor gave me that I was impotent wasn't for me, but the man who had the accident with me. He explained that the report was swapped by one of the nurses unknowingly, and he apologized. I told him to keep it that way, and not to reveal it to anyone.
I love you so much, Daniel, and I'm so sorry I doubted you. You're the man my soul has been yearning for.
Tobias, get out from my house.
Tobias was so happy Mr. Gregory didn't do anything to him, he ran out of the house. When he came outside, he saw some policemen standing outside with a gun pointed at him. They had arrested the 2 men he had sent to go kill Amelia. Tobias knew it was over for him. They handcuffed him and drove out with him. Daniel thanked Mr. Gregory for believing in him. Laura went on her knees in shame, and Amelia came and lifted her up.
I've forgiven you, but you won't come anywhere close to Daniel anymore. Okay.
Mr. Gregory transferred Laura to another of his company in a different city to maintain the distance.